Hello and welcome to pmclounge.com. In this video, we are talking about the sixth principle of project management, which is all about leadership. If you want to go over an article on this topic rather than a video, then check out the first link in the description below, which will take you to an article on this topic over at our official website, pmclounge.com. And by the way, the second link is going to be an entire playlist of all the 12 principles. So, without further ado, let me share the sixth principle of project management, which is all about leadership. How you, as a project manager, should be demonstrating leadership behaviors. So, here's what it says: demonstrate and adopt leadership behaviors to support individual and team needs. So, the reason you are demonstrating such behaviors is to be able to support the needs of individual team members as well as your team, right? Team as a whole, they may have certain needs as well. Now, leadership, I've been giving examples about each of the project management principles if you check out our other videos as well. For leadership, there's no example as such, but you can sort of think of a team outing activity that a group of project managers need to be doing, right? So let's say there's a group of project managers, there are several project managers, right? You assume that these are project managers, right? So you assume that this is a team of project managers and they are planning a team outing. They all belong to the same team, right? So naturally, one of them is going to step up in the leadership role, right? And this is not because this person was officially chosen to be a leader, but let's say they just start the conversation around outing by asking everyone what would make the outing more fun, and they are going to listen to ideas. They'll listen ideas from all these remaining project managers about games, activities, snacks, and everything, right? And then it is possible that they even assign other project managers to certain tasks. Let's say if a couple of project managers, other project managers, they have larger cars, they might be asked to pick up and drop other team members on the way to the venue. If someone knows a lot about the city and the venues, they might be asked to select a venue. Someone might be asked to look for food. Someone might be asked to look for, let's say, all the activities and fun things that needs to be done on that day. And let's say on that day of the outing itself, if it starts to rain and outdoor games become impossible, this person who was the leader, right, they might suggest everyone to move indoors, and they might even brainstorm new games that fit this new setting. So this is all about leadership, right? This is an example of leadership which comes naturally. And if you are a leader, you are supposed to be demonstrating the leadership behaviors, and you're supposed to be adapting, as we saw in the example of how rain came in. So what happened after that, right? So that's what needs to be done. Let's talk more about leadership here. Effective leadership, it promotes project success and contributes to positive outcomes. It is the cornerstone of project success, if you ask me. And when leaders guide their teams with clarity and purpose, projects are more likely to achieve their objectives and generate positive outcomes. Any project team member, they can exhibit leadership behavior, which is what we saw in the example that I took, right? And I purposefully took an example mentioning that everyone is a project manager. It is a team of project managers, right? And let's say it is not any project they are working on. It's basically an outing which can also be treated as a project. So anyone, every project manager had that chance to step up in the leadership role. And that is why leadership, it is not reserved for those who have formal titles or who have the authority, right? Every team member can have the potential to lead by example, and they have the potential to influence others through their actions and being proactive in general, right? Now let's also talk about the next point, which is how leadership goes beyond formal authority, right? So it is about influencing, it is about inspiring as well. So authority can come from a formal position, right? So if we had in our previous example, all that we had was a group of project managers. But if there was someone with the formal authority, with the formal title of a program manager or a lead of the project managers, right? Or the manager of the project managers. If there was one person like that, this person would by default assume the leadership opportunity, right? And that is why I took an example of how you can actually go beyond formal authority, right? If you don't have a formal authority in a group, leadership can still thrive. Leadership is all about influencing, inspiring. It is demonstrated by the ability to inspire, trust and motivate the team. And you can create a sense of shared purpose as well to be able to lead a team. Let's also talk about effective leaders and how they adapt their style based on the situation. We just saw how it rained and then what happened after that as well, right? So great leaders are going to understand that different situations and team members may require different approaches. So they have to be flexible. They have to sort of ask the team to come inside because it is raining outside, and they have to do the brainstorming to make sure the show goes on, right? So that's one of the requirements and one of the qualities of a leader. Leaders exemplify honesty, integrity, and ethical conduct. And this is the very foundation of leadership, if you ask me, right? The effective leadership, it lies in personal character. And leaders who consistently demonstrate honesty and integrity, they set a positive example, right? And they are the ones that earn trust and respect of their team. Before we go further, I'd like to remind you about our 50-day free PMP study plan. Check out the link in the description and grab your copy now. Thousands of our team members, not team members, but community members who are also an extension of our team, right? They have passed their PMP exam by using our 50-day PMP study plan. All right, let's talk about the need for leadership in projects. Projects involve multiple organizations. They can involve multiple departments as well. They can involve multiple functions. They can involve multiple vendors. And all of these are going to interact routinely. So, ongoing operations, right? Unlike ongoing operations, projects bring diverse groups that may not regularly work together. In operations, you are going to see that there are a certain groups, right, that work together all the time, but that is not the case with projects. And this makes it essential for leadership to bridge these gaps between different organizations and departments and functions, right? And they need to coordinate efforts. You as a project manager are a leader yourself, and you need to ensure that you are the one who is doing the coordination here. Higher stakes and expectations in projects can lead to confusion, and it can lead to conflict as well. Given the elevated expectations and the complex dynamics in project environment, we just saw how complex it is because you have these different teams and different people trying to work together, right? This is why leadership becomes crucial in managing conflicts, in maintaining clarity, and in ensuring that everyone, all of these folks, they remain focused on whatever the common objective of the project really is. A broader array of participants attempt to influence project directions. This is obviously something which is very common in projects. You will see that influence often comes from various stakeholders. You've got managers, you've got executives, you've got even team members, senior team members, right? All of them may have different priorities, different opinions. They may make strong leadership vital, right? So it this is the reason why all of these are the reasons why strong leadership is vital for basically ensuring that all of these perspectives are unified. Prioritizing vision, creativity, motivation, empathy, and encouragement, all of this leads to better outcomes. And when we talk about project environment, you have to embrace these leadership qualities, all these qualities that we just mentioned. And Team members should feel empowered to contribute innovative ideas, and they should feel empowered to support another. This is going to result in more effective collaboration and success, right? Better outcomes that we just talked about. Let's talk about the nature of leadership in projects. We just talked about in the previous slide, we talked about the need for leadership. Now, let's talk about the nature of leadership. Leadership is obviously a combination of different things. It is a combination of your attitude, your talent, your character, behaviors. All of these are used to influence individuals towards the desired outcome. So obviously leadership is a multifaceted thing, right? It encompasses not only inherent skills and talents, but it also encompasses the personal character and behaviors that drive others towards achieving the objectives. This could be the objectives of the organization. This could be the objectives of the project itself. Now, having said that, if you see that leadership is a combination of so many things, what do you think? Leaders are born or leaders are made? Let me know in the comments below. This is going to be interesting. I'd love to look forward to what you have to say about this. Do you think all this attitude, talent, character, behavior, all of this is something that people can be born with, or is this something that you can improve on or develop as you go through your career? Now, it is not exclusive to any one role, leadership, of course. Various project participants, they can display leadership in different times, right? So effective leadership, it emerges from all levels of the project. It could be from the project manager, it could be from the project sponsor, any individual team members. All of them can contribute to the overall success of the project through their unique insights and actions that they might have. Shared leadership, it allows multiple influencers to contribute the complementary skills that they have, right? So obviously in high performing projects, you will find that leadership is shared among various individuals. So it's not like just someone who is the project manager needs to be a leader. Of course they need to be the leader, but you will see that leadership qualities can come from different people within the project team, different people working on that project. And this is where each person's strengths and expertise complement one another. And this creates a balanced approach to solving any problems that the project may have. Effective leadership unifies the project team, and it directs the efforts towards a common goal that all the project team members have. So, when leadership is consistently demonstrated across the team, you will find that it aligns everyone's efforts with the vision of the project, and it ensures that all contributions work towards achieving the collective success of the project. Let's talk about leadership versus authority. This is an important topic, and as you can see, authority weighs lighter than leadership. So, leadership is what you should be after. Authority is the formal power, right? So, it is granted by an organization, it is defined through titles, it can be defined through documented responsibilities. So, authority basically comes from an official role, right? Or it can come from an official title within an organization. And this can be established through, formal documentation or whatever. It could be a charter, it could be a position description. That is where authority comes from. So, it is a formal power source. But when it comes to leadership, it is behavior driven, and it is based on things like influence, motivation, and trust, right? This is where leadership comes from. So, this is a direct contrast to formal power source, right? And leadership is obviously less about formal power, it is more about the ability to influence others, motivate the team, and build trust through your actions and decisions. Authority enables control. So, authority may enable control, but leadership is going to inspire teamwork and commitment, right? So, authority is going to allow a person to, let's say, direct actions, tell people what to do. But leadership is going to inspire a sense of purpose and unity for sure. So, that's another difference, that leadership inspires teamwork, while authority is going to solely rely on authority, right? It is insufficient. Authority is insufficient in creating a motivated and engaged project team. So without the added influence of which will come from effective leadership, if you don't have the influence, even those with formal power, they are going to fail and they are going to struggle to foster, let's say, genuine engagement. They may even fail in driving the team towards long term success. So that's the difference between leadership and authority. Okay, let's talk about some leadership styles. Various styles exist out there. You will have autocratic, you will have democratic, laissez faire, directive, participative, assertive, and there are many more such leadership styles, right? This is a broad spectrum of leadership styles, basically. Uh, all of these, and it's not like just because the name says autocratic and doesn't sound democratic enough, it is going to be bad. Actually, all of them have different strengths and they may have different weaknesses as well. But all of them are good approaches in managing and guiding the team given certain situations. In certain situations, the most democratic leader may have to take an autocratic decision as well. That is also possible. So no single style is universally best. Effective leadership needs to be adapted to the situation, which is what I was talking about, right? So the key here is the ability to assess the situation and choose one of the styles that suits best whatever the challenge is, whatever the situation is, right? In fact, in moments of chaos, a directive approach can actually create clarity and momentum, right? So obviously, if there is a chaotic situation, you are required to take a directive and autocratic approach, right? You might not come in and do a democratic or show democratic leadership there. Empowered delegation works best with highly competent and engaged teams. So this is a direct contrast to the previous point, right? So when you are working with a team that is skilled and motivated, you as a leader can delegate responsibilities effectively, and this is going to foster an environment where team members can themselves take ownership, they can themselves drive results, and they can themselves act based on the best of their abilities in the moments of chaos. So you don't have to be autocratic here, right? You can sort of empower people to be able to take the correct decisions, take the decisions that they feel is right. So these are the different leadership styles and how you as a leader need to sort of walk through and ensure you deploy the best style in a given situation. Let's talk about how you can develop leadership skills. So these are learnable, and this answers the questions that I was asking previously. Are people born leaders or can leaders be made? So these are some of the skills. If you can develop these skills, you can actually become a leader. So what this slide says is that leadership, it is not an innate trait which people are born with, right? It is a set of skills that anyone can cultivate through practice, through feedback, through continuous improvement. So what are these skills? The core skills include focusing the team around agreed goals and articulating a motivating vision. These are the core skills of a leader. You have to have goals, you have to ensure that the team focus on those goals, and you have to be able to articulate the vision for the team. These are the core skills. This is at the heart of the leadership, right? Then there are some additional skills, like seeking resources, building consensus, overcoming obstacles, resolving conflicts, right? So effective leaders, they proactively seek the resources that they need to support the team, right? This could be physical resources, this could be team resources. They do facilitate consensus during decision making, and they will address any challenges or conflicts in constructive manner. That is additional skills of a leader. Then there are some further competencies of a leader. This includes adapting, This includes communication, coaching, mentoring, active listening, which is, I believe, is a part of communication itself, if you ask me. So you have to adapt to the communication style of the audience. You have to be listening actively. You have to be able to provide coaching and mentoring. All of these are essential for nurturing a productive and engaged team. And what is all this going to result in? This is going to help if you recognize individual contributions and you create opportunities for skill development. All of this is going to boost the morale of the team, and this is also going to reinforce a culture of shared leadership that we talked about, right? So leaders create leaders, which is something that we discussed in the previous slide as well, wherein by recognizing your team members, by providing them the opportunities for growth, and making sure that they also collaborate in decision making, you are creating more leaders. In the moments of chaos, you are empowering your team members to be able to take the decision to the best of their abilities. Finally, what is the impact of leadership on project outcomes? When leaders they actively foster collaboration, they create an environment where every team member feels responsible for the success of the project, and this results in higher overall engagement, right? So effective leadership, it needs to promote shared responsibility and a vibrant project environment. This is something that you as a leader need to do. Leadership behaviors, they drive engagement, they perform ethical conduct, right? Their conduct is always ethical, and they obviously believe in continuous improvement. Blending leadership styles and ongoing skill growth enhances the performance of the project. So when teams they embrace a mix of leadership styles, all those leadership styles that we talked about, and when they continually develop their skills, they become more adaptable and they become more capable also of overcoming challenges, and this obviously improves the project performance. When leadership is practiced across roles, projects achieve higher success rates. So instead of having just one leader, when you have leadership across roles, projects are going to be more successful, right? They have higher success rates basically and improved outcomes. So leadership needs to be demonstrated at all levels. It is going to benefit from a unified direction and vision, of course, but it is going to obviously give you better results. So that was all about leadership. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like our work, consider contributing by heading over to pmclounge.com/contribute, and let me know what you think about leadership in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and keep learning. Check out our other videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.